question, if you're not too busy scratching. What do you think happened to the lost colony of Roanoke?
The story of Roanoke is one of America's first great mysteries and England's first attempt at a permanent settlement in the New World. Unfortunately, the town was just an attempt, as the colony would eventually vanish after being neglected and denied resources from the mother country. It would become an American mystery, as anthropologists today can still not decipher the clues left by the lost colony to determine the historical events of Roanoke.
Are you familiar with the lost colony of Roanoke?
Yes.
Great.
I am.
What do you think happened to them?
They were lost. I don't know.
A disease, and then the survivors were shipwrecked somewhere else, and then taken over by a tribe.
Didn't they all get sick and just die off?
The tale of the lost colonists begins at an abandoned naval fort on the island of Roanoke, where almost 120 men, women, and children, governed by a mysterious John White, planned to begin England's reign in the New World. These colonists were told that they would be receiving supply ships every year to help sustain them, before they were permanently settled and producing goods of their own to live off of. However, with England so caught up in the war with Spain, they must have forgotten, or the ships may have never arrived. Once a supply ship finally made it to the shores of the New World to assist the colonists, they were shocked to find out no signs of their people existed, no thriving colony, just the bones of one man and the word Croatoan carved into one of the wooden posts. No one knows what happened to the colonists, but there are some well-supported theories among the anthropological community.
I've heard rumors that they ate each other alive because they didn't have any
Supplies.
any supplies.
One of the first well-supported theories in regard to the lost colony is that hostile Spanish invaders ventured from the south and captured the colonists. The Spanish at this time were fighting a war with England while attempting to conquer and lay claim to the New World. Furthermore, Spain had just suffered a major loss in 1588 with the destruction of their armada. Because of this loss, the Spaniards might have seized the colonists as revenge against England. The group also may have been compliant towards the Spanish conquerors due to the neglect that the colonists had experienced from their mother country of England. A letter from a Spanish captain to King Philip III shows a request from the captain for the colonists to be wiped out. It states, "In my opinion, it is that your majesty should order the colonists to be driven out and made to leave the land which they have usurped and settled, in spite of the fact that it is yours, and great inconvenience, expense, and bloodshed may result therefrom if a remedy is not sought in time." The king denied the request, but there is a potential for conflict between the two groups, regardless of that denial.
Well, thinking about the times when they got here, probably something with Native Americans I would expect, but I honestly have no idea.
They were so attracted to the Indians' way of living and were done with their European way of living and this desire to come and take over and stuff like that, and they just adapted and they pieced out and went with the Indians. I don't think that they were captured or killed or anything like that. I think that they left peacefully, but misled everyone because they wanted to be left alone.
Another widely accepted theory is that the colonists assimilated into the native population, a small group actually going to the nearby island of Croatoan, the name ominously carved into the wooden plank next to the discovered bones, and the other colonists integrating with the Tuscaroras and Roanoke for over 20 years. Machumps, a Powhatan who traveled to London in 1609, claims that when the chief of the Wahasenaco knew of the English settlers' arrival in Jamestown, he was worried the remaining Roanoke survivors would band together with the new white men and overthrow him and his people. Therefore, in order to escape that fate, he had the remaining Roanoke survivors slaughtered before the new settlers ever saw them. The accounts of the slaughter were never confirmed, but when the English finally came to search for the lost colonists, they discovered fair-haired children living among the local Indian tribes, stone architecture within Indian villages, and little to no friendly Indian hospitality. Many individuals that now reside in Robeson County believe that they derive from both the colonists and the Hatteras Indians. DNA research is now being conducted to prove whether or not this is true. The only evidence given for this theory is that the individuals have physical characteristics similar to those of the colonists, and names that have the potential to have been passed down through the generations of this group of people.
You have no idea. I feel like they're in like some time warp where they're not really here, but they're here.
I'm going to guess it was disease mixed with just a lack of preparation contributing to why they kind of disappeared.